as a pharmacy owner, as a pharmacist, you're doing the best you can. You're buying drugs as responsibly as possible, keeping your inventory lean. You're doing all the right things. You're providing excellent patient care, and yet the reimbursements are somewhat out of your control. So you get to decide on your level of care and your investments in your business, but not on any of your own pricing, which is just bizarre. But not only that, then you have to vigilantly defend your profits that you have gotten.
Yeah.
So over the past few years, we've seen at least awareness arise about DIR fees and PBMs, because even just a couple of years ago, I think most people were unfamiliar, and now those are part of the healthcare conversations at least. So when did you see those numbers start to creep in and really have an effect on day-to-day business, where you guys said, hey, there's a new challenge here we need to make sure that we're being proactive on?
Yeah, so DIR fees are actually kind of fascinating from that perspective, like the timeline here, because when I went to pharmacy school, they existed, but like no one was paying attention to them, because they were a tiny proportion of the business at that time. If you read the most recent proposed rule from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, they list a chart of like how much DIR was collected from pharmacies by year. And like they started in 2010 and the fees were like in total for the entire country, like $10 million or something. And that was like 0.001% of total drug costs. And today, drug costs to Medicare. And today it's like you look and it's grown by, CMS put this number in their thing, 107,000% increase until 2020. That doesn't include 2021, and certainly not 22. From 2010 till 2020, the fees grew by 1,070 times is the way that I like to put that, because 107,000% just doesn't mean anything to anybody, right?
Right.
But they've increased by a factor of 1,000, to the point where now they constitute 4.5% of the total spend on drugs in Medicare, and that's just pharmacy DIR. DIR is a broader thing than just pharmacy. It's also if a PBM extracts money from a manufacturer for formulary placement, they have to report that as DIR to Medicare as well. And that's actually a larger category than pharmacy DIR, which implies that at least 10%, but probably more like 15 or 20% of our total spending in Medicare is fake money. It's not actually spending, it's rebates coming back to the plan from the pharmacy or from the pharma or whoever else. And that, frankly, from a like I care about other people perspective, DIR fees are not just harmful to pharmacies. And I think that pharmacies and pharmacy advocates have done themselves a disservice in the past by saying, look, this is all about me and I'm losing money. No one cares if you're losing money, frankly. Like, you do, but and your colleagues do, but like your senator and the seniors, they don't care. And so, but what they do care about is that DIR fees make Mrs. Jones, the senior, overpay for her medicines by 20%. If she's on a fixed income, she's spending $3,000 a year, and you're telling me she could be paying $2,500 for her prescriptions if we got rid of these stupid fees. Yeah, I'm telling you that.
Yeah, well, what's happening? Yeah, like when you look for sympathy as a successful business owner, it may be hard to find when you point out that there's just money leaking from the equation somewhere. Then it's it sounds like it's gotten to be that, excessive issue like we talked about with MedSync for long-term care. You have to do it because it's that big of an issue, or managing a huge inventory of really, really expensive drugs. That's that extreme situation. It seems like it's here with DIR fees where you really can't ignore it and you have to do something. So what can you do?
Thanks for listening to this clip from Beyond the Scripts, presented by the Catalyst Pharmacy Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please support our channel by liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we post new content. To stay up to date with all of the latest independent pharmacy news and content, follow PioneerRx on your preferred social media platform.